Welcome back to another episode of Searching for McGuffin with your host.
Is this real? George.
And Link.
No.
Don't forget about Gabe.
Oh, there he is. We was waiting for you, Mike. Oh, no accents. No accents.
No. That's one way to start the show.
It is a lot harder to like specifically not talk in an accent rather than just
It's harder to talk like your regular voice than it is.
Focusing on not speaking in an accent.
I'm like Austin Butler. I forgot my accent. I forgot my real voice.
You really need to stop.
It is my real voice now.
I'm not gonna be able to.
It's affecting his entire life.
Yeah. Okay.
I was talking in Spanish like this.
No, please stop.
How do you talk in Spanish like that?
Hoy.
Please.
Estoy hablando así.
Okay. Last week we talked about the possible end.
You're so depressed when you say it.
It's mostly the accent that's depressing me, but also just my manic depression. But also the fact that, we talked about Xbox coming to an end tonight.
And we got our answer. Goodbye, Xbox. It was a wonderful run.
I don't think that
we got school in the morning.
No, please, for the love.
I'm telling you, it's hard.
No, you need to stop.
I'm trying.
I'm not.
I'm really trying. I'm trying.
Trying. Howdy, y'all. We got this.
Any type of accent?
No accent. Can you just speak for yourselves? It's enough.
Enough is enough. Okay.
It's time for a change.
So Xbox has
I've never had
fell
anyone
off the
get
cliff.
mad at me for speaking in accents.
Well, there's always a first for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that time you tried to do that Jamaican accent at the Bob Marley concert.
Guaguan, my youth.
No.
That's not as bad as it could have been.
I could have said some patois curse words.
So today, as we record this, obviously you're listening to it a few days later, but earlier this afternoon was the Xbox official podcast addressing the rumors that we discussed last week and that have been kind of swirling for a few weeks.
Is that like their first episode?
Yeah.
No, they have that like. I was looking at their history, and it's not every week for some reason. So
wait, was this E3? Is E3 back?
That's not what E3 is.
What was this?
Apparently, Xbox has...
Oh, it's like a Nintendo Direct.
Okay, so you asked me, and then you just
I'm sorry.
cut me off. Actually, funny that you mentioned Nintendo Direct.
Because of Pokemon's coming out.
No, because the Nintendo Direct was rumored to be scheduled for today. But
they were boys. Nintendo and Xbox are boys.
You know how rumors are.
And girls?
It's either an excuse or it's a rationale for why it didn't happen today. All this Xbox hullabaloo and scheduling the conference today might have postponed.
Maybe they had to wait for what they were going to say.
Yep. Because actually one of those titles, and we'll get to that in a minute, is launching on Switch. Actually, I think all the titles they discussed are going to be on Switch.
Okay, so what did they say?
Okay. So, Link, did you keep up with this conversation or?
When you mean keep up with this conversation, you mean?
Like today when...
Did you read the conversation that him and Danny had?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So first off, right off the bat, and we're going to go straight into it. The first thing they announced, it was funny how... actually, how did you feel about a podcast being the platform where they address this?
They're copying us.
We did not invent...
We are innovators. They are the imitators.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good. Where's my notebook? I should write that down.
I heard that in a song. Don't.
That's okay.
Don't quote me on that.
So that person is
you're
the innovator
imitator.
and you're the imitator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're all imitators. Well, us too, especially with our accents.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't mention accents.
Okay. What was I saying?
How did you feel about the podcast?
I thought that was weird. I thought it was going to be a live stream. Like, I saw that the video had it was like 25 minutes long, and I was like, did I miss it?
Was it a video podcast?
It is a video podcast. Well, it's an audio podcast on all your regular podcast platforms, podcatchers as I love to call them. But it's a video podcast on YouTube, just like this one. It's video on YouTube, audio everywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the four of them just sitting in a chair. This girl asks,
and the four of them are.
All I know is Phil Spencer. That's all I know.
Yeah,
Phil Spencer
and three other people who work there. Well, I think she's the
Was she cute? Gabe, was she cute?
I'm married.
I don't remember.
I think both of the women were intelligent, talented.
But were they attractive too?
Do you find those attributes attractive?
I mean, it depends on what you find attractive.
Yeah. If you do not find intelligence and talent attractive?
I find them attractive. But I
Not
also
even seeing though. You should be on Love Is Blind.
But no.
Season 7.
I want to be in love on the spectrum.
You have to be
qualify?
on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay. This is your submission. This is your audition tape.
So as the podcast that you asked about that,
I thought it was weird. I thought it was very weird. I thought it should have been a live stream.
I agree.
Because I don't know.
They just co-opted
The fact that it's just like a piece of production.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It seems a little off, or like compared to what I was expecting was going to happen.
I was expecting them to,
That's not me. That's
not
me.
me.
So that's you.
Oh, it's Singapore. They're listening.
Oh, we got
Shout out to our
first
fans from Singapore.
How's it going, sir?
I didn't answer the call, so
I was putting the mic on their phone so you can talk to him.
That's my iPad.
On the big iPad.
Okay. Okay, so he said that Phil Spencer, right off the bat.
Phil Spencer is the CEO of Microsoft. I mean, Xbox, sorry.
Sure, that sounds good. He said that the first thing he would have talked about would have been Activision Blizzard, but that he had to address the rumors.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, so he started saying that 4 games, and only 4 games, for right now.
Oh.
He didn't say for right now, but I feel like it's heavily implied for right now.
I think they're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. But only 4 games are coming to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation, so they'll be cross-platform.
And what are those games?
He said he wasn't willing to give the titles of those games today.
Wow.
Everyone is pretty sure they know what they are, though.
Fortnite?
Incorrect. That game is already on every platform, and Microsoft doesn't own it.
You said it was what?
You have more guesses?
Okay, yeah, keep guessing.
Oh, okay, so Fortnite is one of them.
Okay, yeah.
What's the racing car soccer game?
Rocket League.
That's
Also,
a stupid game, yeah.
It's a great game, and it's also on every platform.
I could never get good at that game.
Me neither.
Games makes no sense.
Also, hot take, because I know I love...
Cars don't play soccer?
They do, actually.
No.
Yeah, because there's a mythos behind it. It's actually aliens who control the remote control cars.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
That makes it
still dumb.
creepy.
Yeah.
But no, there's actual cars that play
Is it
soccer.
consensual,
that's
though?
a real game, though.
Are the cars like consensually?
That's a real thing, though. Like cars
allowing them
with a
to
ginormous
happen?
ball.
The cars don't have AI.
Did the
Except
aliens
for-
sign a contract saying that the cars are allowing them to control them?
Only the Lightning McQueen car and the Bumblebee car.
The Lightning McQueen car?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they have actually all those cars? That sounds
What's that
actually really cool.
Lightning McQueen
And
quote?
Disney should make a
Ka-chow?
racing game.
They did make a racing game and it sucks.
What's it called?
It's called Speed Storm. We talked about it
Okay,
last
that's
year.
a stupid name.
Yeah, it is a stupid name. And it's also like heavily microtransaction.
Wait.
The game has like 3 different forms of currency.
Okay. Wait, so it was like what? Like, what were the cars? What were the racers?
Everybody from Disney. It's actually really cool. But you can only unlock...
Speedstorm?
Yeah.
Can I ride Eve?
The game's not bad, but it's like free to play and it's just full of microtransactions.
Isn't that what Fortnite is?
How did that other game go?
Yeah, but Fortnite has 1 form of currency and Speedstorm has 3 different, like, so to upgrade the cars, to unlock the characters, and to
Oh
boost
wow,
and
all
stuff.
that?
Yeah, you have to buy all these different kinds of currencies.
How did that other game go with the Nickelodeon?
Is that the game? Is that the
Smash
game that
Brothers.
it's going to be for all 3?
No, that is Disney Speedstorm, Fortnite, and what was the other guess? Rocket League are not 3 of the 4 games.
FIFA.
Okay.
He's just combing through all the ones that are already.
Do you know anything about video games at all? I mean, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, the 4 games that are rumored, they mentioned 2 of them are live service or community driven games. I'm not sure. I think they're lives. They constitute live service games in terms of little.
Oh my god, I know which one of them is.
Okay, what is it?
Power World.
No,
They
it
talked
wasn't.
about Power World though.
They did talk about Power World and
I
how
think
much of a
Power
runaway
World-
success.
I think Power World might be their saving grace.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they talked about how open they were with distributing Power World, how it's also on Steam, how it's on PC.
Would Nintendo like
Game
Power
Pass.
World?
Maybe they'll like it if they can monetize it.
Mm.
Okay, what are the games?
Yeah, what is the game? Sorry.
Okay, so the 2, and I'm trying to get the name of the 4th one because I don't want to
pronounce it.
He named them?
Misrepresent it. He didn't name them, but everybody's pretty sure what they are. The 2 live service games or community-driven games are most definitely Sea of Thieves, which was in the initial rumor.
Mario Max plays that game.
That is, yeah, he did at some point, yes. And then the other one is Grounded. I don't know if you're familiar with Grounded.
I've been grounded before.
But that's not what.
Like you were gonna go into space, but they kept you from going.
Yeah, it was punishment.
Why? What'd you do?
I got bad grades in 4th grade.
Only in 4th grade?
Only in 4th grade.
So was this like you're an adult and you were gonna go to space, or you were in 4th grade? And you
I was in 4th grade. I was like Doogie Howser, astronaut, but I got so bored with school because it was so easy that I didn't do work. So and I got bad grade, then they grounded me.
That didn't happen to Doogie Howser.
Did your parents actually ground you though?
Yes. I was stuck in my room for 2 hours.
So Grounded is. Have you ever seen the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yes.
Oh yes.
So it's basically that. No.
You just get shrunk or what?
Yeah, it's basically you're like, man, I don't want to say it's. I don't know if you're bug people or if you're just small people, but it's basically like ants.
I believe the proper term is little people.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh,
what about small
miniature people? You don't remember this game? This game was like highlighted a couple of years ago going into... Yeah,
but it's an old game.
It's an old game. Yeah.
Let me get my Oracle here to show me.
So he said that 2 of the games were older than a year, which I think Grounded is significantly older than a year.
What's the name of the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Oh, I remember this.
Rick Moranis. Yeah, now you remember it, right?
I love Rick Moranis.
I remember watching the trailer.
And that it was going to be so good and then just never playing it.
Well, whatever Xbox presented those things where it's like, look at us, look at Xbox, look at our stuff.
So it's going to be those two community games.
And then he said 2 other games that were never meant to be system sellers, right? So they're exclusive games, but it's like they're not huge games that you were meant to, I got to get an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like you got a PlayStation 4.
Not like a Halo.
Yeah.
But,
right, exactly. It's not like a Halo.
Okay, so what do we know with those other?
Yeah, the first game is Hi-Fi Rush, which is the game that, again,
that you love that game, right?
What are you doing in that game?
You're high-fiving people in a rush.
So it's kind of like a rhythm-based version of like No More Heroes. So it's cel-shaded, and you fight at the beat, but you're not trapped by that mechanic. Like you can get through the game regardless, but you're just a more effective fighter.
Looks like Jet Set Radio.
It is kind of like a cross. I'd say No More Heroes, Jet Set Radio, and I don't know, Cadence of Hyrule, or the original game that Cadence of Hyrule is based on. I don't remember what it's called.
I miss those Sega games.
But anyway, it does feel like a Sega game. It actually feels like that.
It makes sense because who used to work at Sega?
I don't know who.
Phil Spencer.
Is that true?
I don't even know that.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. It's news to me. I'm not like super into Phil Spencer. Oh, I guess you do know about video games.
Yeah, because I read that book.
Which one?
Sega versus Nintendo? Or did Phil Spencer work in Nintendo?
The Console Wars?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was Phil Spencer?
Now you got me. Maybe I don't know video games.
Okay, maybe, because I don't think Phil Spencer was in that book, but I could be mistaken. It's a very
Oracle, tell me.
He's been at Microsoft this entire time.
Yeah.
My goodness, this guy has been in Microsoft this whole time. What a loser. Hasn't even jumped from company to company.
Spreading continuous disinformation here on Searching for McGuffin. Thank you for fact checking.
Yep, that's why we all have an Oracle.
Yeah. So, Hi-Fi Rush, and then that 4th game that I'm not aware of. I know it's an RPG, but I don't know much about it. It's called Pentiment. So that was the one I wasn't sure how to pronounce. Pentiment.
Pentiment?
So considering that I'm
Did you pronounce it right?
Yeah. Are you fact checking if I pronounce it right?
Pentiment?
Yeah,
put
Pentiment.
Put it in the
show notes.
No. Let Google speak for it.
This does not look interesting at all.
Yeah. Considering that I'm all in on Xbox and I kind of try every like big title for Game Pass for about 5 minutes, and I've never heard of Pentiment. Might be my ignorance, full disclosure, but I guess it's probably good that it gets a larger audience.
Maybe, yeah.
Across platforms.
Sure.
It's my sentiment that Pentiment gets a larger audience.
And I'll be honest, I think Hi-Fi Rush cross-platform is a good move because that game is awesome and more people should be able to play it. And I get that it's not getting the population that it should have, and it's a short experience. It's like about 10 hours and it's a single-player game. So by all means, Xbox is still the place to play it for free or included with your subscription.
Of Game Pass.
Right.
Of Xbox Pass?
The Xbox Game Pass. Wait, actually, I heard that they changed it to Microsoft Game Pass?
That was before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if
They're probably backtracking.
They didn't say that in the
They did
on
not
the
address-
podcast.
They said, no, they said game. I mean, they just said Game Pass.
They just said Game Pass, right?
Okay, so we're excited.
We
for
saw
this.
that branding change in the past couple of weeks, but if they'll stick to it, if they both exist, you're right. They didn't really address that.
So great job, Leak. Great job, you filthy rat.
Okay,
Yeah,
but let's talk about that because you're
like the fappening before
I don't think you can say that.
for Xbox.
But it didn't work because let's address that head on. The rumors were untrue. Oh, they went out of their way to ask if Starfield or Indiana Jones were going cross-platform, which is part of those leaks.
Oh yes, yeah.
And they said no. They said Starfield and Indiana Jones are not two of those 4 titles.
Is this Indiana Jones games? Are people really excited for this game?
Yeah, I'm really excited for
That
it.
game was great.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good. You know what? Good.
Yeah.
As much as like, yeah, I have a man. That was my whole thing. Like watching this, I was just like, they're so consumer friendly.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel bad for buying a PlayStation and giving into Sony and all that stuff. Not bad enough to like sell my stuff and not play it ever again, but like it also made me realize, yeah, I was thinking about like, man, like it really like you don't think about it because at the end of the day, like it's video games, these are for your entertainment, your enjoyment. But I think the way that both companies have gone about things are very different.
Yes.
And me as a person, I appreciate, you know, Xbox as a company. Obviously, they're a business and they're out to make money, but I also think that they try to make it
better
and as consumer friendly as possible. Like even though it is a business,
I think that's their business strategy.
Yeah, and
accessibility.
And unfortunately, like you know, I think Sony is taking advantage of the market and their base and made it just. I don't know, not like a cash grab. Like they have a good hand with the games and developers that they have.
Sometimes it's a cash grab though.
Yeah.
Like okay, I talked a little bit about this in the chat that we had going on, where you know Marvel's The Avengers significantly outsold on PlayStation and Xbox because they were willing to pay out of pocket for Spider-Man exclusivity in that game.
Wow, that's a jerk move.
Yeah, well, I think so because also in the end he was barely in the game because it was exclusive.
It's so dumb too.
It had to be like padded out, and the game wasn't even that big of a deal anyways. But things like that, and like in the Fortnite community, how people get a PlayStation, subscribe to premium, you know, PlayStation Premium, just to get access to the exclusive items that Sony pays for, and kind of gatekeeps that. It's just Microsoft gave that up several years ago, and they're not immune to this. They used to do that with Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
But it's been now over a decade, maybe even 2, right? Where they're nearly 2, where they've stopped paying out of pocket to get exclusive experiences. You know, the only exclusive experiences are the ones they develop themselves.
Yeah, they're games.
Yeah. So I don't blame them, Sony, for a game like Spider-Man, you know, or,
no, of course.
or The Last of Us or God of War, but that's not the only thing. You know, they know they have the market, so they jack up those prices on everything from the console to the disk drive to the casings for the
evil people.
And the thing is,
all you guys that own a Sony PlayStation should be ashamed of yourselves.
You specifically
don't own one.
motivated us.
I don't own one though.
But you told us to get it.
Yeah, but guess what?
You said we were dumb for not wanting it.
But guess what? Now you're evil. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
We are part of the problem.
It's me. I'm the problem.
Okay, Taylor. Anything else regarding those? Also, you in India and Starfield, we're good that they're staying exclusive. At least,
for sure.
They should be.
You have your stuff. Like keep as much as you can of that. Like I know, like
it's
obviously,
your competitive edge.
You have to make a business, but it's like you are making these games, and whatever the next Elder Scrolls game is, I don't know if they're gonna do that, but they should keep that exclusive, man. Like. Unless like you're really just giving up, you're giving that aspect, not giving up in general, but like giving up that aspect, and where it's like you bought Bethesda, you bought Activision, and like make it, I don't know, keep the exclusivity, like keep something there, you know, for certain big titles.
Because what other than Halo, what do they have?
Forza Motorsport.
Okay.
I mean, that's a popular series.
No, it is.
It makes a lot of money.
It is. It's their Mario Kart.
You just laugh.
It's their Mario Kart.
Link buries the racing community.
We see you, racing community.
And we hear you.
Oh, okay, Phil. It's literally his answer to everything. And then he recorded a podcast. So what else? Well, they have Starfield. They thought it was going to make a lot more than it did.
Did you guys play Starfield?
That game was...
I played it for about 15
Yeah.
Okay. How was it?
I felt overwhelmed
It was
as I do with
ambitious.
every
It was
Bethesda.
ambitious.
Yeah.
It was definitely very ambitious.
It's not, yeah.
If you like Starfield, you should play Spores by EA.
I remember Spores.
It's as good as Starfield.
Okay. What about No Man's Sky?
Oh,
I think it was
too
good.
complicated, bro.
I think it was good.
I
never
heard it got even better with time.
With time?
Yeah, that it grew.
That game was complicated.
Okay. I am excited about Indiana.
I enjoyed it.
I am excited about Indiana Jones. The only thing is it's a first-person game, but I'm going to overlook it because if it's well done, it's going to be quite an experience. Probably one I'm going to share with my wife. So, huge Indiana Jones.
Do they have any other games like that coming out?
Well, Xbox said that they have about 10 games
Oh.
coming out and that they'll show us more in June.
Oh,
at
for
their
E3.
No, what the video that they'll do instead of E3.
Where's my... Is there a Fable coming out?
I don't know.
Whatever happened to
I feel
Fable?
like they should... I don't know, like... Because I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima now.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Oh, it's a game I wanted to
give me
play.
something like that with Xbox, man.
You know, you can borrow my PlayStation link if you want.
5?
Yeah. No, my 4.
It's-
I'm offering you only my 4.
That's too much work.
And if it was a 4, he's like, how dare you think I'm a peasant?
Yeah. No, yeah, you can borrow my 5.
That's too much work
I
to set up
barely
for
use
me.
Okay, it's fine. I mean,
It's
just
too
know it's
much.
Yeah, no,
there.
it
Maybe
is.
over the summer?
No, it's. I would have to play it here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do that as well.
Why, you don't have any more HDMI ports available?
I'm part of a secret club that I can't say. And every time I do things, I have to tell my secret club people.
Oh.
Really?
No, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
so
leave it at that. I think we should leave it at that.
That's interesting.
Okay. Second bullet point.
I'm part of the Illuminati, baby.
Okay, that was
Better than what I thought you were going to say.
incredibly loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, we'll move
I
through the
peaked,
rest.
guys. I'm sorry.
We'll move through the rest of the bullet points quickly. Game Pass is only for Xbox. It will not be coming to PlayStation. It will not be coming even for Nintendo.
I don't
Switch.
understand, though. Like,
Why would it go
doesn't
there? Why would it go
PlayStation
there?
Doesn't PlayStation have their Game Pass?
We talked about this last week, Link.
I know.
That was Irish Link, though.
It just doesn't make sense why people would.
have Game Pass on PlayStation.
Yeah. Or,
For who?
Or Nintendo.
For who?
For the Sonyers and the Nintendoers.
It wouldn't make sense.
Game Pass in the sense of like the license, the games that are
like-
on Game Pass.
Yeah,
That's what
kind of
you
like
mean?
like a Netflix on PlayStation
Hmm.
or Nintendo Switch. I'll be honest with you. It wouldn't make sense for Sony. I understand that Sony believes it will undercut sales. That makes sense.
Mhm.
It would make sense for the consumer. If I had a PlayStation, I would love to have Game Pass.
Yeah. More games.
Now, for Nintendo, I think that marriage would make sense because the kind of games that are in Game Pass can't run natively on the Nintendo Switch. So it's not like they're be losing sales because they don't sell those games, but they would be selling units, which Nintendo actually makes good profit by selling Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, they make money. That's where they get money.
If they could play Game Pass, then they would be able to cloud stream a lot of games, and it would add to their library indirectly. That would be a marriage made in heaven.
Man, maybe.
What else?
But for right now, it's staying on Xbox.
Okay.
So, I think there would be many hoops to jump through in order to get a deal like that. Sign. Activision Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass. So that was something that was rumored that they would not be coming to Game Pass.
Oh, yeah?
That's why we said it's the end. It's the end. Game Pass is dying. No, apparently Diablo 4 will be there by the end of March.
Oh.
The 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Which kind of hinted that Call of Duty will eventually come
The Game Pass?
to Game Pass, which was also part of the big rumor. Now, I think you have a conspiracy theory. I don't know if
What does that face mean, Gabriel? Tell us.
Originally, it was just like that. I'm putting Call of Duty on Game Pass, man. I feel like that's
Cheating?
no, not cheating. I feel like that might, like, financially. Does that make sense?
Because you think they'll sell more on Xbox?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're just giving it on Game Pass for a subscription, it's like don't you lose that sale of like a $70, $100 game?
Maybe it's worth more to bolster Game Pass. If every Call of Duty player becomes a Game Pass subscriber,
An Xbox one.
yeah, an Xbox Game Pass
Over
subscriber.
time.
Yeah, well, they would have to. It's only on Xbox,
Yeah.
right? So they can buy if you have a PlayStation.
How much
you
is
can
Game
buy-
Pass? How much is Game Pass
Call
right
of
now?
Duty's not going to Sony?
It is going to Sony, but you have to pay for it,
Yeah,
right?
okay,
so
that's
they're
what
not
I'm
going to
saying.
lose
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PlayStation sales. If you're going to buy it on PlayStation,
Well,
you
that
buy
was
it on
never
PlayStation.
going to happen. How much is
How
Game Pass?
Game Pass is
$1.
No, that's just when you upgrade, and they don't do that anymore.
Oh no. My thing ends in May.
Sense.
Game Pass is
$14.99?
retail price. No, it went up. I think it's like $16.99 a month. Now there's ways to get it for $14.99. There's ways to get it even cheaper than that.
All right, let's do the math. $16.99 times how many Game Pass people do they have?
What do you mean, people?
Like
Join for $1.
Oh, there you go.
See?
Link, get in there.
Game.
See, they run it sometimes. I guess now is one of those sometimes.
You heard it from here. From us first, guys. This is the time to get Game Pass.
PC, Ultimate's what you would get, right?
Yes, Ultimate. You
use
So
the
it's
promo-
$17 a month. Get your first 14 days for $1, 2 weeks.
Use the promo code searching for McGuffin for $1.
That's not a real promo code.
But try it. You never know.
Okay.
You might get an error.
Many Game Pass
Subscribe.
subscribers. We're doing the real hard
Yeah.
journalistic work here.
That's right, baby.
Googling on the air. 34 million.
Okay, now 34 million
Jeez.
times 17.99, Gabriel. 0. 2 more zeros. One more. Times 17.99.
You can just write.
That is a lot of money.
Now multiply that by 12.
No, I already did that. It's $204 a month if you like for a year. 17 a month.
So you did, yeah, okay.
So what?
So you did that times
That
34
is,
million?
it gives me an E in the number, so it's a
Oh.
very big number.
I think you divided. Are you sure you did that right?
Divided? Do you know how many zeros that is?
You know, if you
Well,
just
if you
turn your phone,
you can see more zeros.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Billion.
I was so confused by that number. Why is there an E?
E for E3. It's coming back.
Wow, is that 6 billion? 934?
Almost 7 billion.
Almost
$7
$7 billion.
dollars.
Wow, that's like $1 per person in the world.
So if
They just give everybody gets
so
Game
if
Pass.
everyone in Game Pass joins the 2-week trial for $1, that's how much Microsoft makes in a year.
No, I don't know that number. What I said was
Do you
right.
think that's enough though? Do you think that's enough?
7 billion?
I don't know how much does Call of Duty make a year.
How much did they buy Call of Duty for? Or Activision?
7 billion?
Yeah, $7 billion.
So in the first year, they'll make their money back.
That's if everyone plays Call of Duty. Not everyone plays Call of Duty.
Nah, but if you're paying, you got to get Game Pass.
So it looks like Call of Duty makes about $390 million a year. It's worth about $1.5 billion. Like it's made $1.5 billion throughout the years.
Man, we should be accountants.
Because we know how to.
We're
Google.
really good at this.
So they could. I guess they
They
we're
could.
so, we're so good. We learn like
They're just giving up the Xbox sales in order to bolster Game Pass, and they're keeping the PlayStation sales. We'll see. We'll see if it pays off.
Wait, they get money from PlayStations for PlayStation
That's
users?
correct.
Oh my goodness, that's a flex right there.
I mean, a lot of what is it, Bethesda and Activision games now.
Also get
Yeah, because I don't think all of Activision will go exclusive,
my goodness.
or will they?
What other games is Activision?
How does that
make
feel,
aside from
Sony,
Call
knowing
of
that
Duty?
your money's going to Xbox?
Say it again.
What? I think they're doing pretty well.
What other Activision do they have?
Like what
They
other
have
games-
Spyro. They have Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, those games are fun.
Yeah, they have
I've heard.
and that's gonna go to Xbox.
Guitar Hero might be coming back.
Xbox?
They have Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is also on a resurgence. They have
Are these gonna be exclusives
we don't know. That we don't know the future.
on
of.
Game Pass?
Wasn't
That-
Spyro
they will be
a
on Game Pass.
Microsoft?
Whether
Wasn't
they're exclusive
Spyro?
or not, they will be on
You said
Game Pass.
Spyro?
Spyro the Dragon, yeah.
Wasn't that Sony exclusive? At least growing up.
Yeah, growing up, yeah.
Whoa, they
Crash
stole
Bandicoot,
them.
Crash Bandicoot 2.
Oh, that's right. They stole them from you, Sony.
Yep.
17.
How does that feel?
I
Doesn't
think it
feel
feels-
good when you mess with the consumers, right?
Well, yeah, that's why they sued Microsoft over
Oh.
the merger.
Oh, who won that lawsuit?
They finally, Microsoft was able. It's not really a lawsuit. They disputed the merger, so they put in a complaint, and then the federal government sues Microsoft, and then eventually they come to an agreement after they pass a series of checks and balance or actual checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's pockets were lined. Anyways,
F you, Sony.
Forgive you.
some of the talking points real quick. Xbox needs to expand because they need to grow. So and I think that's not news to anyone, but I think the idea here is that they're not abandoning hardware, which was the big doom and gloom rumor. They're going to continue, but I think they're being a little open on the fact that it's not a priority for them. if they can make more money making games, they're a game development company. So if they lose the console war, if they still make 100 million instead of, if they, I don't know what those numbers are. If they make 500 million, for example, instead of 1.2 billion, maybe they're okay with it if their games are making now 7 million instead of 4. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, they were talking about it, that how, I forget what the words that were used, but the games have become you said it, you talking about
accessibility?
The sole provider.
The games, instead of the consoles being
the games are the platform.
Yeah, the games are the platform.
They gave a couple of examples like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, games that are worth more than a console, In and of itself, that property drives more users than any catalog of exclusives could.
And I think that's what they're seeing. And I think that's what they're seeing, where the direction of gaming is going, if it's not already here.
Yeah.
And I think that's the space that they want to go into.
So I think looking at it this way, I think they're not wrong, right? I think if you look at it this way, it's kind of a shift in perspective. We're thinking Sony spending all these money on X amount of games, which they don't have a big franchise game for the next year. Their next big franchise game is March 2025, So the whole year they're going to go without an exclusive, so to speak. And I think what Microsoft is saying is, you can spend all that money creating exclusives. We'll spend our money spreading our catalog across. I think their thing was every screen is an Xbox, right? Whether you're on your iPad, on your Steam Deck, on your phone, right? On your PC, you'll be able to play these games. Even if you're through Steam, you're playing Xbox, NVIDIA GeForce Now, right? But I think the idea is, if they put that money into games rather than into an exclusive catalog, they'll win that race. They're basically willing to lose this part of the business in order to expand a more profitable part of the business.
Which, I mean, that makes sense. I think in the public eye, the PlayStation is just more popular. It's the more popular system. I think working off the back of exclusives, and I don't know. I think it's a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people have been in my position where we're just casual gamers.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned earlier, we're just playing Call of Duty or FIFA or Fortnite, one of those things that's just like...
Yeah, we compared you to a child, I believe, in that.
Yeah, I did.
That's true.
I said that myself.
We described a child as in, do they even need a PlayStation?
And then I was
all
like,
they do is play these 3 games.
That's me.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's okay. I think if the direction that they're moving in is smart, I don't think they're gonna make up the ground that Sony has on them in the console wars. So I think it's a gamble, but I think, what other choice do they have?
Yeah. They're pitching Xbox hardware as the place to have the best experience. Game Pass is built for it. All the games developed for Xbox are optimized for it. And I guess that's a good selling point. It's a good selling point when you bought your Series S, for example, for $150.
That's right.
Like me and Link did. But it definitely makes me think I wouldn't pay more than that for a Series X. I wouldn't pay $300 for an Xbox console, because what it offers to me versus a PlayStation or even a Nintendo Switch or just playing those games on my computers is very little. There is a sense of convenience there, but I do think that there's a plateau of how much I'm willing to invest in it.
And as far as hardware, do we get any updates with that?
Yeah. They will share news about new hardware for this holiday season. So I'm not sure if that means news will come this holiday season, but more likely there will be new hardware.
Okay.
Yeah, something's dropping.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, there's a couple of leaks, some patents about kind of like a roundish Xbox. I think it's going to be a mid-generation.
A Roomba.
Yeah, a mid-generation refresh like they usually do. We got the Slim kind of from PlayStation already. I think we're going to be getting a modified, probably more storage, maybe a slimmer, because that Series X is kind of big too.
Yeah, it's kind of clunky.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where this conversation was being had, but someone was telling me the reason that PlayStation is so much better, or man, now I'm really trying to remember where that conversation happened, or if I just overheard it. That might have just been something I overheard at the gym, but it was someone was like, "Oh, the reason that PlayStation is taking over, just beating like Microsoft in the console wars, is because that you can change like stuff on the hardware, like adding a drive or adding a. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, are you an idiot?
Why? Why are you saying are you an idiot?
I was like, are you dumb?
Why are they dumb? Why are they an idiot?
Because I feel like that's not the fact that I can take out a drive or put in like storage is the reason that
yeah, absolutely
it's all different. Like, no, I think that's great. I think to be able to do that is cool.
Yeah,
great.
I will commend Sony. The external hard drive feature is excellent, but I only think it's like a real serious gamer who even knows or cares about it will do it.
Didn't you do that?
I did do that. Yeah.
Oh, we have a serious gamer here.
Okay.
He's a serious gamer.
Yeah.
What?
And one of my priorities is to install as many different games that I will never play on the hard drive.
That is true,
at
man.
once.
You and your library.
Yeah. So that's what I'm serious about, collecting games that I will never play.
He has a gaming shirt on. What do you have?
I have a T-shirt.
Just a T-shirt?
Wait, can I see it?
Kind of looks like a death metal band.
It looks like a death.
What is it?
It's an Adam Copeland T-shirt that I got. Shout out to Adam Copeland,
the artist formerly
the
known as
rated R
Edge.
superstar. It was my Christmas present from George and his wife and my brother.
Sort of.
And my
I didn't mean to
brother's
bear
wife,
your shirt, but it's not video game related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a cool shirt.
and my niece as well. So you're making fun of my niece.
I think that's how it
I can
works.
live with that.
Okay.
How do you think I broke my wrist?
Game preservation, they said, is a important feature for them in the future. Backwards compatibility. That's the other thing.
Bro,
Man. Yeah,
I can't believe we don't have backwards compatibility yet
Backwards compatibility, if you can get that.
For what?
for anything.
What the Xbox Series is backwards compatible with the Xbox One and the 360 and the original Xbox.
Oh, so I can play Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
Well, what am I saying then? I can play Bully?
Yeah.
Not brick.
You really don't know this?
Nah,
Okay.
I'm only a casual gamer.
You can't do that
What
on
a
the
casual.
PlayStation, but they just re-released, I think, Red Dead for PS4.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's a PS3 game,
That
right?
game was
Yeah,
on
it's
the
a PS3
PlayStation?
game.
Yeah. So they released it for Switch and PS4, playable on the 5. 5 only goes to 4, but backwards compatibility, they said, is something that they're really interested in. They use Windows as an example. Like, you got a Windows application or game years and years and years ago. It doesn't matter if you got it for Windows 3, where Windows, what are we at now? 11?
Windows
My computers haven't been updated.
Maybe.
Windows Game Pass.
Windows Game Pass is not a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's PC Game Pass. Oh, it is Windows Game Pass now. You're right. I haven't been listening to
What?
my own
Casual.
conversation.
What a casual fan.
Sorry.
And-
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So we'll see how that Nintendo Switch 2. Do you need backwards compatibility as a mandatory feature, Link?
Of course, I want to play all
There's a
my
second Nintendo Switch.
all my Game Boy games.
I'm sorry, Gabriel doesn't know there's an impending
There's
Nintendo
another Switch coming out?
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy your OLED. I was willing to buy it from you,
There's another one?
but George convinced me not to.
Yeah,
What's-
might be
what's
as
gonna
early
be
as the
different?
summer. It's going to be a generational leap, they say.
A generational leap.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's gonna skip Gen Z and go to Gen whatever comes after Gen Z.
Alpha?
Alpha.
I don't want to blow up smoke to rumors, but it seems like everyone seems to believe
To be as strong as a.
Xbox One or PlayStation 4 in the palm of your hand.
Why not a PlayStation?
Oh, PlayStation 1?
Yeah, because
Why not?
The Switch is already as powerful as a PlayStation.
I think the DS was as powerful as a PlayStation.
Why not a PlayStation 5?
You think they could put the PlayStation? Sony can't even put a PlayStation 5 in the palm of your hand. They have to stream it to a tablet.
So it's that much powerful than an Xbox? Was it one, you said?
One, yeah. So it's next gen. It can run.
Right,
With
baby.
Xbox One can run almost everything that a series can run. Like
Can it run Cyberpunk?
the PS4 and the Xbox One can run a version of Cyberpunk. It can run a version of Harry Potter. It can run, Hogwarts Legacy. It can run. They will run a version of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because I heard they're porting it to PS4
Oh.
and they're down porting it to PS4 and Xbox One.
Man, if they had a Star Wars exclusive game?
Oh,
Nintendo?
No, Xbox.
Activision or Bethesda.
Isn't Bethesda?
Bethesda
Isn't
Star
Bethesda
Wars
gonna
game?
make Isn't that happening?
Star Wars game?
Wait, isn't that happening?
I
No,
think it's a
that's-
Ubisoft.
That's
Oh,
just
Ubisoft.
all in our dreams.
Yeah. Xbox is the biggest game company. It means a lot of games will be coming to Xbox. That was their last thought.
Seems like just don't fret. Don't freak out. Just wait till later. Is the sentiment I'm getting.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, your reaction. Do you feel talked off the cliff? Validated? Sure.
Validated for not buying a Sony? Of course.
I will say, like, listening to that and talking about this has made me more conscious of Game Pass and the fact that I've had it but I rarely
don't use it. Yeah,
you know. Mm-hmm. But I also think like I said, going back to the whole not ethics, but like just the sense, like the
consumer, not responsibility either.
Nah, just the way that they go about it.
Consumer impact?
Yeah. Okay. The way that they go about, both companies go about it, and it's just like, as a person, as a consumer that consumes, I think I want to support the things that I'm more in line with. I think that's more than just games, but it's such a simple like choice I can make.
So you feel like the trauma of this conflict is reminding you, hey, we're Xbox. We've been there for you.
Because I've
don't sell us out.
I've always played Xbox, and it's like I don't know.
Are you playing now?
I diminished it to just being like, oh, I just play PlayStation every now and then. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like I don't have an Xbox. I have a PC.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I don't even take advantage of that anymore.
Yeah.
It's because you're busy in school, man. Cut yourself some slack.
No, it's not. But I think it's what he's saying is that when it is time to play, it's just directly to the PS5, and you're not even considering all the services that Microsoft has been providing for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, my question to you, and I've been hinting at it throughout, but now that we're done with all the bullet points, do you think this was the plan all along, or do you think this was a pivot?
I think they changed some stuff.
I think at first it was going to be for Xbox, it was going to be the Rock versus Roman, but people in the Xbox community really complained, so they pivoted to Cody versus Roman.
I think there were some pivots. I think maybe now
it's a tag match.
What?
Yeah.
The main event is a tag match?
For night one.
I forgot they do. I think they changed maybe not everything, but I also think hearing the public outcry and everyone being frantic might have changed things.
We hear you. We're listening. Please give us 10 days so we can produce a 22-minute video podcast.
It was only 22 minutes?
Yeah. Oh. I also thought I would be having to do more homework heading into this episode.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think they've given themselves more time, I think.
They've stayed their execution?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you feel secure? Do you feel the future is secure?
No.
Do you think that they're just going to release Starfield and Indiana Jones to other platforms in about a year?
I don't know about Indiana Jones, but Starfield, yeah. Because Indiana Jones isn't out. Starfield is, and I don't think Starfield was the hit that they wanted.
Right. When does Indiana Jones come out?
Well, let's find out.
It's soon, isn't it?
Oracle, do your thing, baby.
But you think they're open to just spreading out sure, it's just 4 games now, but that's not it for now.
I think that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's the beginning, and I think
you should have put video game.
Yeah.
Because you should put Indiana Jones.
It's called The Circle
of Life.
No. The Golden Compass? No.
I was going to say The Great Circle.
The Great Circle.
Release date 2024.
Sometime this year.
Oh, really? We don't have a date.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm getting excited about it. I'll probably get another Indiana Jones pack in Fortnite before the game comes out.
What was your question before?
Do you feel the future is secure?
No.
Or is this just the begin? Last week the episode was called The Beginning of the End.
I don't think we're at the end. I think the end is possible. And by the end, I mean they're just like double down on.
Actually, last week's episode was called The End of an Era. Is it? Have we fundamentally changed, or?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think we've been there.
Yeah.
For a little bit. I think we've been there for a little bit, and I think it's just like now Microsoft is making like they're being intentional about how they move forward. because I don't know. I think it's been that way for a little bit, and however they proceed now, I think it's a gamble. I think what they're gonna do now is a gamble, and we'll see if it pays off or not.
Yeah, I think Microsoft will be okay. I think they have enough money to be willing to gamble, but hopefully it doesn't mean trouble for the Xbox brand specifically.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna buy an Xbox. I'll stay on my PC.
Oh, what if it's like $100?
Eh.
And they have like Indiana Jones. Well, you can just stream those games.
But like their premier system? Are you talking about like an S or like a
Series S, man.
sub-tier?
Who's gonna get a Series X at this point? I'm sorry, Microsoft. I'm sorry.
Also,
I've
fix
never
the name.
I've never seen one.
Fix the name.
Yeah. No one knows what system they're buying. Is it a 1S, a Series S, a 1SX? Come on, people.
Yeah.
Everyone knows 5, 4, 3. Okay, everyone knows Switch, Wii, not Wii U. People were confused.
Yeah, just give us Roman numerals now at this point.
Oh, well, originally it was going to be 360, 720, 1080. No,
That's almost as bad as Storm Chasers or whatever it's called.
You'll think of something. Final thoughts, Link.
I think that Xbox always does this. They try to get greedy. They do something that's gonna make them more money. Then people complain, and then they regret it. Remember that one time they said, "Oh, now you can no longer share games."
That's a whole other episode because they didn't say that. They said you could actually share with 5 people. You just have to always be online. And I think that was ahead of their time. I think they were on the right track there, to be honest with you.
But yeah, everyone was scared.
The market wasn't ready.
It was not ready.
And I will never get there.
Now we will never get there.
What are you talking about?
Because now you can't even share games.
Well, we were trying to wrap up, but a couple of years ago, there was that big press conference where they're like, this is the future of
At
Xbox.
E3.
Yeah. And you could create a family with 5 users and you could share each other's games, but you have to be online to share them. And everybody was like, always online systems? No, not everybody has internet.
You have to be
online. A lot of people were saying that.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. It sounded like a great idea.
Just game sharing?
I remember you complaining.
Between
no,
5
I did not
people?
complain.
I remember you complaining to my brother.
I don't think that's
You
true.
have a brother?
Yeah.
I liked the news. I didn't like how it was delivered. There was other things like, for example, they bundled the Connect, which drove up the price of the system.
And now you're backtracking.
People didn't want. No.
You know what? Play the clip.
We didn't have a show.
It's in my head.
I don't know.
It's in my head.
It was in Europe. I was in Europe at the time.
Yeah. But it's in my head.
Okay. Well, thank you for muddling this topic more so towards the end of it. I guess.
What? I just want to know if Halo's going to be in the PlayStation. Because even though
I think Infinite, the live service, the seasons, I think that makes sense. Eventually. But not the campaigns.
Really?
Yeah. I think so.
That makes sense. Gotta keep some exclusivity.
Gotta get that.
That's interesting.
Gotta get that.
Okay.
And with that thought in mind, till next time.
I got school in the morning.